And Jay has recently said something that upsets me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Jay has recently made a statement, which is sad. I think it's giving up, actually.
What's that?
What
you say you are now officially a has-been. You don't deny it. Your career is pretty much over. And that you admit it.
You don't announce that, do you?
No, you know what? I was sorry. I was
Don't
walking.
you think of your family when you make an announcement?
I was
like
walking here today thinking, not my family. It's Don Buckwall who hates hearing that shit.
Right.
This is, hurts. But people are always saying, hi, Howard, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, Jay?
Good. Hello, everybody. Good morning. All.
Stars 102.
Yeah. It's funny. People say, well, gee, weren't you on TV? It's all about the TV.
If you're not on TV anymore, you're a has-been.
The Cheers and you were on Murphy Brown. And
you were on some role for a while. You really were.
Yeah, like 10 years. And it's like being a pro athlete. I mean, I was with, Glenn Foley, the ex-quarterback for the Jets. He was on your show years ago.
Yeah.
Never really made it, was a great athlete. And then you live with the fact that you were something else.
For many years, people... Are you one of those guys now that says, I accept that I'm no longer... Because didn't you... Letterman tried to sign you to a production deal to lead your own show.
Yeah, Letterman, before he made the deal with Raymond, I would go on and talk like you do, and they said, gee, we'll get this guy to write a show, and he'll tell these life stories, and the wife and the kids. And they had just thrown Diane English out of there.
Right.
And Les Moonves, your buddy, had taken over, right?
Okay.
And so Letterman makes the deal, and they fly out, and Don and I meet him at the hotel, and that head writer guy, Bob, somebody or other.
Bob Burnett?
Morty.
Bob
Morty. But Morty was there, and he was... Some woman came into the bedroom while we're having the meeting and got her bra. And I want to say, listen, this may not be right, but I want to say it was Tarsus or somebody. It was some executive woman that he had slept with the night before. It may not
let's not name any names. You're not sure who it was.
I don't know who it was.
Go ahead, yes.
I don't know who it was.
Go ahead, yes.
But it was some woman who was an executive, and so it was sort of like a bragging thing that this woman had come back. And he was a little zero guy, and I'm thinking... Man, here we are, in this Beverly Hills hotel making a deal, and a woman's coming in to get her bra and panties.
Yeah,
he comes out with a big smile on his face, and I'm thinking, what a sleazebag. And does he even do anything anymore, or he married somebody or whatever?
He hangs around.
Another has-been.
He used to work with Letterman. He was on a roll for a while, and he was in charge of your show, yeah.
Well, so then we don't hear anything, and Don keeps calling the lawyer and what's going on, and the pilot season's going and going and going. And what had happened was, as Moonves says, Jay's already been at the network, and, he's a good actor, but he's not a star. So you then, they give up on the pilot? Yeah, but then nobody called me. I see. And Letterman didn't even call you? Nobody called me. Letterman signed you, but he didn't call you. Well, no, we were making the deal and talking to the lawyer, and the writers come to L.A., and we're all getting ready, and then they don't call back. Mm-hmm. So after a few weeks, we figured, that's it. Right. And no one ever called. You were probably very insulted by that. At least let me know what's going on, is what you're saying. And on the last day of pilot season, I made a deal at the WB. Okay. With Park Overall. Right. Remember that? No. That's another name out of the pen.
A comedian.
She was on a
Southern.
Yeah, I played a GM of a radio station. And so what started happening is I started just doing these shows, and just weird. Shitty show after shitty show. Shitty show after shitty show. Yeah. And it's a show, at least. Yeah, and it got weird, and so I started missing radio. where you work every day, and you have a little bit of celebrity. You got your group and the whole thing. Right. And so it took me a few years to... And then, Were you mad at Letterman for a while? Didn't you stop? He never called me personally, and I said, well, I'm never going to do that show again because, if you're, I don't know if you do this or not, you guys, that you're in some sort of stratosphere where you can't deal with the peons or some shit. I don't know how y'all live. But a person, if I'm doing something, I call someone up and go, look, he couldn't tell me to my face that it screwed up. So I said, I'm not going to do your show anymore. This is years ago. Because you are a regular on the Letterman show. Every year you come out and throw the football at a Christmas tree or something, don't you? Now think about that for a second. What do you do? Think about that. Yeah. I'd rather be known as a guy who comes out and every few months has something so exciting to talk about that the nation can't wait. For, like, you know, you go on the thing, the nation can't wait. Howard is on the thing. What does the nation wait for? I'm going to throw a football. If I miss, I don't get invited back. It's like I'm going to get traded to, like, you know, Craig Ferguson if I miss the Christmas tree.
But you do that, right? That's your bid. Dave brings you out and you throw a football at a meatball hanging on a Christmas tree?
Yeah, Vinny Testaverde was there about 8 years ago, and Dave says to me, we're going to throw the football and hit something off the Christmas tree. Come out and help later. So I said, okay. So I go back, and I see he and Testaverde are trying to do it, and I go to get onto the stage, and Biff, you know, won't let me on. And I said, no. They said, let me on. He goes, no, I can't let you on. So I like a fake thing. I fake, and I run out. And I have to do it fast, and Biff was going to hit me or something. And I get the ball, and I can really throw it, and I go vap, and I hit the thing. And Vinny go, he made the sandwich explode. You know, he's like a big, dumb, you know, idiot. Player. And his wife is in the green room, and my little boy is about 10 years old yelling, my daddy beat the pro, my daddy beat the pro. And she goes, sit down and shut up, little boy. So Letterman says, wow, we'll do this every year. You'll come back.
So it was a big regular gig for
and
you.
It still is.
And you still do it. Now, you stopped doing it because Letterman didn't call you to tell you that
this is actually a couple of years before that, and I said I wasn't going to do the show. Now, I needed...
Did he ever call you to
He finally called me up personally.
Was it awkward?
What was awkward about it is that after he said, look, he said, I'm not calling you so that you'll do my show again. I said, okay. Nice. Of course, that's why I was calling.
We're not that hard up.
Yeah.
We don't need a has-been like you.
That's right. But actually, I was fairly hot at that time. So he says, we don't... And I'm thinking, well, that's exactly why you're calling, because I didn't want to do the show anymore. And, you know, so then he says, and I screwed up, and I should have called, and I this and that. And so now I try and make a joke about it. I go, okay, thanks, and I'll think about it. And it was very awkward and very stiff. And the only time I know him is sitting in that seat with him. Right.
That's everybody, yeah.
Yeah, he's called me a couple of times at home.
He has?
Yes, and it's always awkward.
To do what?
To talk. There was a time where we used to talk, and then I would report on the air what we talked about, and he got upset and stopped calling me. And then,
well, you understand that.
He was nice. Yes, he was right. And then but I was crazy.
Like he revealed some deep, dark secret.
Well, were you bragging that he called you?
Yeah, I was like, hey, guess who calls me to have like a regular conversation?
Letterman's girlfriend.
Yeah, I was Letterman's girlfriend for like 2 weeks. And it was terribly awkward. I was so glad it ended because it would be an hour-long conversation, and it just was awkward. It was uncomfortable.
He's not funny either, is he?
No, it's all serious. It's all very serious, and it's almost like an interview. And then what would happen is that I guess I called him to be in the movie Private Parts, and he did me the favor. Then he called me about I wanted to interview him on an ABC special. We had some conversation and dialogue. But I'm not good at that stuff. I'm not good at being social off the... You're terrific at it. I'm not. And he was awkward. I was awkward. And I said, this is silly. There's never going to be anything here.
Well, I don't know. Why are you guys so awkward? I don't get it.
I don't... Unless I'm working, there's no reason for me to be sitting and talking to some dude.
Have you ever gotten together socially with Howard?
No, but I'm not interested in being with Howard socially.
And
Jay, what will we do? You don't like sports, do you?
No, I mean, I don't even want to sit and talk. It feels like a waste of time to sit and talk with a guy.
I mean, unless but you do go out to dinner with people.
No, but I mean, like, I don't even know you, but we would watch a game or bullshit around.
That is the go-to thing for guys.
I do not want to sit in a room with a guy watching a football game.
No, but I mean, I don't know what, or bullshit about.
But to me, you know what? I know what he's saying in a way. Sports, in a way, is a savior for men, because say like your sister's dating a guy.
Right.
He comes over, and it's that awkward thing. You're meeting your sister's boyfriend. If he's a sports fan, at least you got that. It's no small talk. Hey, look at the game. We watch the fucking game together.
Well, I have a relationship.
If he doesn't like sports, she's dating a fag.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's unfortunately, that is me.
You completely make fun of him as soon as they walk out of the room. Well, he doesn't like fucking sports. What are we going to talk about?
I have a friendship with Jimmy Kimmel. Like, we would go fishing together and do shit like that.
He looks like you could have a relationship.
He's a good guy.
You go fishing?
I fish with him.
What kind of fishing do you do?
Bass. What is funny about that?
He's sitting in a boat. He doesn't.
You know what? I imagine the fish is wiggling and you don't want to touch it.
No,
that's my image of you.
I'm the guy who takes them off the hook.
Where do you and Jimmy Kimmel go bass fishing?
In a pond that I know of.
We went once.
No, we went a lot.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was
use a fly rod or you use a spinning reel? What do you use?
I use a spinning reel.
Spinning reel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm not so close-minded to where, like, when
what are you bragging, Howard, that you do a sport?
No, I'm saying that it's not a sport. I'm saying catching fish. I'm saying I will hang out with a guy, but very rarely. It feels like a waste of time.
What was it like with you and Kimmel in the boat? What was it like?
It was great, actually. He's a good guy. I enjoyed it.
He's in love with him.
I love the guy.
And he's a sports fan, so I mean, I'm not as close-minded. Like, when me and you get together, we can laugh about other shit besides sports.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's like...
But Artie doesn't even want to get together with me.
Do you get together?
I've tried to invite Artie a few times.
I don't get together with that. I'm like him. I'm like fucking... I can't leave the house.
Well, no, but you guys have other friends away from work. Do you have a close friend away from work?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
I do. I have a lot of close high school
Beth is your friend.
Yeah.
So you're stuck with her, and if you guys...
hardly being stuck. We fuck.
Fine.
It's great.
Yeah, I know. Look, I'm madly in love with my wife, and we're friends and all, but there's a level I have no interest in discussing.
He needs a friend he can fuck. That's right.
If you'll fuck me, I'll hang out with you. So what are you saying to me? That you now... so you have this conversation with Letterman. Let's get back to your story.
Yes.
And he apologizes that he should have called you because the show is no longer
It was a mensch
happening.
thing to do, right?
Right, it was a nice thing to do.
Right.
And then you say that you agreed to go back on his show.
Right.
And then when Letterman called you, you said it was awkward.
Well, it was very much like what you were saying. And then after it was over and I accepted the apology, and I thought it was very nice that he called, I joked around a little bit, and I said, oh, and, you know, I've been really upset by this whole thing, and I play golf and stuff. So I said something stupid. I said, and, you know, this hasn't been good for my putting or something like that. He goes, what? Yeah. I tried to tell a comedian a joke. I tried to joke with a comic. And he kept going, what does that mean, putting? And I said, you know... I'm trying to make a joke. I'm explaining now. I'm trying to relax us now, David. I'm talking in a relaxing way.
Talking like a guy, like my real persona.
I meant, David, that it ruined, like, all the emotional upheaval. The only thing I'm thinking of, David, is that my putting was ruined. Do you get it? I've reduced it to nothing. And he goes, what do you mean you're putting? I go, putting, when you putt in the ball. I said, you've ruined it now. This you've ruined. But here's another question.
Oh, what a nightmare.
See, we're all here right now, and then you would go, well, we'll be right back in a minute.
Right.
If we were next to each other, so we will talk or whatever. Letterman, when I'm there, and he may do this to you, too, he will lean over, and we got 90 seconds, and I'm having a great time. He leans over, and he goes, they fucking hate me tonight, like that. And I turn and I go, what? And the laughs are huge, you know, and I go, well, they seem to like me, so try not to fuck up my good time. And he goes, for the last 3 weeks, we've had the worst fucking audiences. And I'm going, why are we talking about this now?
Right, yeah.
And
There's got to be an open mic somewhere.
I turn to him and I say, well, you know, the guy in the booth is hearing all this. I go, what's the deal? He goes, I hate him. I hate every one of them. And they go, okay, we're back. You know, and then now we're back.
That's nothing. He tells me how much he hates the Mexicans during the break to me. No, I'm just kidding.
He told me how much he hated his job once. He turns to me and he goes, you want this job? Like that. And I go, what do you mean? He says, you want this job? He says, because I hate it. And I'm thinking... I'm performing. I'm having a nice time.
You're trying to be up.
I said, weren't you just on vacation? You know, he goes, yeah. He says, I hated my job, and then I went on vacation. Then I hated vacation. Now I'm back, and I hate my job again. And we're on a 2-minute break, and I go, then what do you do it for? Right. And people are watching us in the audience going, oh, look, they're being friendly. They're having a nice time. And he goes like this. It makes the money signal with his fingers, and I'm thinking... What does that mean? That you're doing it for the money? So quit. You got plenty of money. What are you talking about? Quit to do what? What, the vacation all the time? We're back.
He's miserable. That's the conversation you should be having on the air with the guy.
He won't talk about it.
He won't talk about it. He won't break the wall there. But
now, this may hurt me with him, but I don't think he listens. Does he listen to anything?
I don't know if anybody picks this up anyway.
No.
Go ahead, yes. I don't think you have anything to worry about. What are you saying now? That you feel that after this interview, your appearances there will be gone?
No, I don't think it. I agree with you. I don't
wouldn't be the first person to say this. I've read this from other people. Now, with me... during the commercials, the band is playing so loud. This is how the conversation goes. Fred, give me some loud music. This is exactly how it goes. I'm on the Letterman show, and he says, we'll be right back. And I go, how am I doing? What? I go, how am I doing? Is everything going okay with you? Yeah, how are you? All right. Then he'll turn to me and he'll go, keep the music there, Fred. Then he'll turn to me and he'll go, which one of these things do you want to discuss? I go, what? Which one of these things do you want to discuss? Well, I thought it was get back, my throat is sore. I can't even understand. I'm so sore I want to die.
Well, turn the music up again because they fucking hate me tonight. And I go, what? They fucking hate me. And you're going, well, what do I do with that information? What do you say? You know?
There's no comeback.
No, there's no...
Oh, they don't hate you.
You know, what do you say to him? You know, is it, you know...
Howard, I hate the Mexicans. I hate the Mexicans and the Jews.
So I guess I feel, you know, listen, I was making a joke with Will, you know, and of course I have had a terrific career, and I'm glad I'm back in radio because it's great to have some place to go. And but the acting thing, you audition and
do you go on auditions still?
Sure.
And they look at, does anyone even know who you are?
They know who I am, but I'll audition for almost anything, you know, a quiz show, or, you know, I'm really praying the daytime version of Deal or No Deal comes through.
But good for that, I think.
Yeah, but and so I don't really mind it. But when you go in there, what's odd is that you don't get any props for what you did for 30 years before.
No, it's like you're a beginner.
And it is kind of odd, and you want to say, gee, you know, if I got this job, I would be on the radio. Every talk show loves to talk to me. They just want me to have a job.
Right.
And I can, all the newspapers are talking to me.
You're a one-man promotion machine, in a sense.
They won't, what's funny is what do? Hire the best person for the job? When did they start that in Hollywood? I mean, what difference does it make who's good and who's not?
Well,
we're all the same.
But what kind of roles are you going in for? Like a dad or?
Anything. Cops, dad.
Like you go in for even demeaning types of things?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like what kind of things are you
I read for a thing at Nickelodeon, and the guy kept saying to me, now, Jay, you know, this is Nickelodeon. They want it to be really up and really happy. Yeah. And I said, like when your son comes in, you don't just say hello. You go, hi, Todd.
Nice.
And I said, you got to be kidding me. Hi, Todd. And when the kid came in, I went in between good acting and Nickelodeon acting. I went, hi, Todd. You know, I didn't know what to do. You know?
And you lost that. You didn't even get that. Is that demeaning, too? Because these executives are very young people. They haven't done that much in the business.
It's some woman, producer. They're all, you know, haggard looking. You know, they don't care about the show. And then there's a person in the room with you that you worked with in a play 20 years before, and he's got 1 million deals, which is all bullshit, too. Otherwise, why is he reading for Nickelodeon? If you got any deals, what are you sitting in here with me for?
It's depressing, isn't it?
I have no deals.
Right.
You know, I used to lie and go, oh, I have a couple of screenplays out. Yeah, out nowhere that are laying on a desk.
So you're at the point in your career where you don't even lie about projects. You don't say, hey,
I stopped.
You stopped all that.
I stopped it all.
Would you play like a Barney? Would you play a costumed character even?
I play the Easter Bunny in Santa Claus 3. Yes, I do.
You do?
I do. I put on a costume, and it takes 3 hours to put it on. And
is that horrible for you? I mean, really, considering you had sitcoms, you had your own sitcom, I mean, it's got to be a comeback.
I mean, they must have gotten to the T's and see who would wear the costume.
Right.
It isn't terrible because I think that if there is a God or whatever, I am positive that I am entertaining him.
How big a role do you have? And how long are you the Easter Bunny in Santa Claus?
2-3 minutes.
2-3 minutes. You're in a bunny costume.
And I give Santa Claus advice along with the other legendary characters.
Is it claustrophobic?
Horrible.
Horrible?
Glenn Carey, I mean, not Glenn, what's it, Glenn Carey?
Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey, when he did The Grinch, he had to have a therapist with him. And I heard they hired a Navy SEAL to walk with him because Navy SEALs are taught to get in a little space or something and all that.
Right.
And he had to deal with the claustrophobic of having the thing. And I'm thinking, I'm walking with like nobody. And I got and so in the Easter Bunny costume, I do things to people, though, which is kind of funny.
Did you feel that you were starting to hallucinate in the Easter Bunny costume? I mean,
you needed an
But I'm looking at it through eyes, and no one knows who I am. And I'll tell you, Anne Margaret is in the movie with Alan Arkin, and Anne Margaret starts looking at the costume and trying to look inside and all.
To see what's doing in
and all of this stuff. And so
she's like, boy, my career's in shambles, but poor fucking you.
Whoever you are.
Right.
And Alan Arkin is there, right? And
I used to have my own sitcom in here.
And she's and I said, you know, I got 2 deals at Paramount.
This is nothing.
Yeah. And so Alan Arkin, who's like the consummate
great actor.
But he's not happy, right? He's not a happy man. So he's he's playing the dad, and she's there. So she's all over me and touching me and everything else. So I say, and the Easter Bunny had the teeth and all. I go, so Miss,
big bunny teeth,
Miss Margaret, I'm such a huge fan of yours, and I'm huge in this thing. And she goes, who's in there? Who's in there? And I have a special surprise for you. And there's all the little kids around. And so I say, turn around. And she's nice and all, but she's 70. So she turns around and in the costume, I hump her in the costume. Alan Arkin got so pissed off. He goes, this isn't right. This isn't right. So they laugh and they say, it's Disney, be careful. So I do the thing and I hop through the scene and it's horribly embarrassing. And then they go, hey, you know what? Maybe the Easter Bunny should start hitting on the Anne Margaret character. So I'm looking at her and now she's scared of the Easter Bunny. But Alan Arkin hates me. But I'm only in the Easter Bunny costume. And when the little van takes us to the set, he will try and tell the guy, hurry up before he comes. Because he doesn't want me to sit with him. So I run to the Easter Bunny. Alan, wait off. It's me. Oh, yeah.
So you feel you'll take any...
You know, he's a great actor, but he's kind of like not happy.
Yeah, miserable.
Yeah.
Does it bother you that anyone could... Like, the Santa Claus movies are a franchise, and the Easter Bunny will probably appear in every one. Does it bother you that anyone could replace you? All they have to do is stick him in the bunny costume.
No, no one could replace me.
No, you're that good at it.
I mean it. There's something special that I brought to the part. You think I'm kidding you? There's something special I brought to the part. So I decide, you know what?
When you say you're a has-been, when you say...
I am going to write the Easter Bunny movie, and I'm going to play it, and I'm going to sell it on my own franchise. I sit down, and I'm going, I can't, I don't even want to, I don't want to think about the costume for 6 months, you know? Well, I would need a Navy SEAL. I would need therapy, you know?
Imagine the Navy SEALs walking with Jim Carrey and saying, I can't believe they're paying me $2,000 a day to walk around with this idiot. Yeah, and tell him it's okay to be in his costume.
Yeah, just think cool thoughts.
It's got to be incredible. Now, when you say you're a has-been, you even go to these has-been conventions, right? I
haven't been to one yet, but next weekend at the Burbank Airport Hilton.
Oh, wow.
I am going to sign pictures.
Howard, these are the ones that we sent Gary Garber to, where he, like, pisses off, like, Alan Young, you know, Wilbur from Mr. Ed.
Who will be there? Wilbur, will be Patrick, little Eddie from Eddie and the Munsters. Who will be there?
Well, this guy from Antiques Roadshow comes on my radio show all the time, and he talks about what stuff's worth.
Right.
The guy, Gary Summers, with the flowered shirt. He says, Jay, why don't you sell your pictures for $25 at the thing? You can make a bunch of money on the weekend. I go, I don't want to do it. He says, I'll have a woman call you. So this woman calls me up, and she's all excited, and she lives in Santa Rosa, California, which is the hotbed of has-beens. So
they all live there.
So I say, how did you get into the business? She goes, do you remember Timmy from Lassie? I said, yeah. She goes, I'm married to him. I went, really? Jesus. I guess you have a big spread.
Isn't it embarrassing, though? I mean, to charge $25 for your picture. I mean, you were in Mr. Holland's Opus, I remember.
Howard,
I mean, you do have
credits. That's $25, that picture.
Howard, here's the embarrassing part, because I heard Jay talking about this. Jay has to show up with $100 in tens, $100 in fives, so he can make change.
I just threw up.
Are you all right? Jay, you okay?
Somebody give Jay the Heimlich maneuver.
It was a real spit take.
He just spit up his own phone. Are you okay?
I can't believe you said that.
I know. What is it?
Give him a towel or something.
He just vomited on the floor. No guest has ever vomited like that.
Oh, man.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
He's fine. He's all right.
That was you know what? I've never done a spit take in my life. It went in my nose and everything.
You were drinking a bottle of water and you
Yes, the woman said to me, you asshole. You know, he told me some shit I wasn't supposed to say about football. I ought to say it now.
Right.
He goes, hey, whatever you do, don't say Bill Evans is an asshole. So I won't say that, okay?
So you're going to go to the convention. Do you have any idea who's going to... Why did you agree to this? So you got to bring...
Well, I'm pretending it's a bit, you know, and I'm going to do it for Sirius Satellite, of course.
So you're going to go there,
yes,
and you have your own booth.
Yeah, I guess a table at least. And then they're going to give me like a little girl, and she sits with it's a cigar box with the 10s and the 5s in it.
You accept your own. Like, I saw Eddie Munster do this on E! He actually has his own cigar box, and he takes the money directly from it. He's past the point where he needs the girl even.
No shame.
So you will sit there. You're really doing this.
Yes,
you know what you need is one of those...
My wife said, what are you doing this for?
Yeah, why don't you get one of those metal things where you get slot in it?
I can't even say...
You chain it to your foot so
you know what?
Feel it.
I tell you what, it's just the first weekend. You know how after you do something once, I'm probably going to have a whole plan.
What if no one comes up to your booth?
They might not.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear a really cool outfit. Like a striped shirt or something, so I look really sharp.
And what character, who are you?
Well, there's going to be Remo Da Vinci from Mork and Mindy. There'll be a group of those individuals. Then there'll be the Cheers individuals.
Yeah, I would be in that group, I think.
The Cheers individuals.
Eddie,
then there's the
Eddie on Cheers.
And then there's the Murphy Brown individuals. That'll be a long line of gay men who want to be near me. Then there's the Mr. Holland's Opus. And I haven't done the Easter Bunny yet because Disney won't release the pictures of the Easter Bunny that I could sign. So
when you go there, people will go, oh, there's the guy who was on
whatever.
Mindy or
and they'll
Murphy
know
Brown.
They'll know all the stuff.
And they'll say to you, Jay, would you sign my autograph? And you will ask them for $25.
That's right.
Right. And
will you ask before you sign?
No, you know what's funny? She just sent me an email and she said that we had printed all these pictures up and I had to send them these kinescopes. It wasn't even on video when I was doing it. It's a big wheel kind of a thing, and it's all grainy. And so they're going to have 3 or 4 different shots. But the funny thing is I didn't really want to do it, and I said, gee, who's going to be there? She goes, well, Val Kilmer was at one of them.
Oh, well, that's a big
And I
name.
thought, Val Kilmer, she says he came in, he brought a stack of pictures, he made $5,000, and he split.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
He did that? That's so weird.
I know, it sounded weird to me, too.
Yeah, and it's all cash.
Now, I'm going to report it, of course.
Well, yeah.
But she was acting like people don't report it. And I'm thinking, well, somebody's going to go to jail eventually at one of these.
No, I know.
Want it to be you.
Butch Patrick goes. He does a lot of these. We had him on. He played Eddie from the Munsters.
I know who he is.
Yeah, and
does he look like Eddie?
No. There's hardly resemblance. And then there's other.
God.
It's going to be.
Well, Gary Garver goes to these things, and there's a lot of people like Julie.
Because I'm doing it.
Julie Newmar.
Julie Newmar, you might meet.
I don't know why I'm doing it. I really don't. I certainly am not. I don't need.
Do you need the money?
No, I don't need a couple of grand for the. I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm just going to do it
for the novelty.
You know what? I just think it's funny, and I talked about it, and the guy, and so on one level I think it's funny. On another level, it'll be fun to have $2,000 in my pocket.
Yeah, why not?
When I walk away.
It'll be nice.
We'll see. And then she sent me an email. Detroit in May. It's big. Detroit in May is big.
Now, do you pay the woman promoter a fee?
10% or 5% of the take or whatever.
And is the price for the picture posted, or do you have to say that'll be $25?
I hope it's posted.
Well, it sounds like things are going great.
I hope it's under like cellophane, like at a Chinese restaurant. They have the.
It's a shame that we don't see you like playing the dad of one of these kids on a sitcom.
Yeah, why John Ritter?
You know what? I have to tell you. I could not begin to explain why that happens to me or any number of other people.
Some people go on and have these great careers,
and it just keeps going.
And they grow into it as they get older. They become great character actors. But for you, it is unbelievable.
Well, I remember hearing Billy Bob Thornton talk about why he wrote Sling Blade. He was doing the John Ritter show, Hearts of Fire, and I was right next to him. We did A Love and War right next to him. I don't remember Billy Bob Thornton. Don't know who he was. And he had a little part on that. He was looking in the mirror and he's doing and all that, and he writes a thing. Had he not done that,
he'd be nowhere.
Yeah, he'd be a character actor or whatever. And, James Gandolfini, you saw him all the time. There's a tremendous amount of luck in it.
Why don't you write something for yourself? I
have written a bunch of stuff, and that's a tough sale, too.
Right.
I won't stop.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, maybe another thing comes up. But now you do the radio, and they go, well, he's working from 2 until 5. Well, they're certainly not going to wait for you.
No,
they're not.
But Sirius, it's very flexible. I think
they're great.
Yeah.
But the Hollywood people are not going to. They're just going to move to schmuck number 4.
Right.
They move to the next person.
The next schmuck.
And what's really happening is I think that, not me, certainly I'm financially fine and all that, but there are thousands of actors who are subsidizing Hollywood, when an actor makes $25 million, there's no money for anybody else.
That's right.
So let's say I had a quote of $200,000-300,000 for a movie. Those are all out the window. They'll give you $1,200 a week, take it or leave it. It's weird.
And you will take it.
You know, if you want to work, you'll take it.
Right.
And hopefully...
And you love to act.
I really do. It's fun. And I did a play a couple of years ago for Woody Allen. That was fun. Everybody comes to see it. We all figured somebody would hire us. Or You're always thinking, somebody's going to hire you.
And it just doesn't happen.
But certainly I've been able to do everything I've ever wanted to. But when I decided to go back in radio, a lot of it was about, I don't want to be hanging out doing nothing. What?
Right. This gives you a presence.
Gardening?
To go. Yeah, this gives you somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Right.
A purpose.
So your show on Starz really has saved you an ultimate embarrassment.
I was close to suicide.
All right, that's good. All right. Yes, Gary.
I hate to interrupt because this is really very funny, but Richard Christie's on the phone. And he's at Siobhan's apartment, and that guy is washing his penis right now.
He's getting ready for
he's getting ready for sex.
They just got back there?
Well, this ought to help my signing at the Burbank Airport.
Yeah, you got to get a
Hilton
picture for this.
Next weekend.
Listen to Jay weekday afternoons from 2 to 5 on Sirius Stars Channel 102.
And wash your penis before you listen, would you? Keep it nice and clean.
Richard, you're at Siobhan's apartment now. Siobhan is a transsexual. I think you know about this.
Yes, of course. I know Siobhan. I have her picture. I paid $25 at one of those signings for it.
Yes, Richard.
Yeah, so I'm here at Siobhan's House of Horrors. There's a lot of cats here, and it's got an odd smell, but they're getting ready to go. KDK is washing his private parts. Siobhan has she calls it a stint that she opens up her wound with to keep it from, healing. And so she's getting prepared. KDK is naked right now.
Her vagina is a wound?
She has a fake vagina. It's a man.
But it's a wound?
Well, she has to keep it open with this thing. So.
Yeah, by the way, Richard, the Easter Bunny is here. That's who's talking.
What's up, Easter Bunny?
How does Aunt Margaret look, by the way? Is she just a mess?
No, she looks fantastic.
Yeah.
She really does. No work or anything like that. I mean, she looks like a really pretty older woman.
In 5 years, they say that Siobhan's vagina will be real. That's what Siobhan revealed to us.
All the cells will be women.
All the cells will convert to real women cells. Yeah. All right, Richard, I tell you what I'm going to do. Let me wrap up with Jay.
Does the religious right know about this? Because they'll stop this immediately if they find out you can really grow a vagina.
Siobhan has been unable to find a man to have sex with her. We found a guy who says he has taken Viagra and he is ready to give it to her.
This is the shedding of her virginity.
This is going to be the shedding of her virginity, so it's a big moment.
But Richard, it's a guy he's with.
Is a guy, yeah.
Siobhan's a man.
Siobhan is a man, but he has a fake vagina.
How do you find these people? That's the other thing.
They find me.
No, they call you up.
I'm a magnet for the disabled.
Yes.
Who do you contact if you have that kind of thing here? You just call Gary?
You just call, and we automatically, it's like ESP. We know you're there. Richard, I tell you what, tell them not to do it yet. I'm going to put you back on hold so I can rap with Jay, okay?
Okay.
You're going to hear them screw?
Yeah. Do you want to hear it?
No.
You do not. All right, that's why I'll wrap it up with you. Hold on, Richard.
Okay.
It's too much for Jay.
No, it isn't too. I'll listen in the back.
Listen in the background.
I'll go to breakfast. I've been in radio too long. I don't really need to hear it.
What is it, Jesse? Wants to say hi to Jay Thomas. Jay Thomas, weekday afternoons from 2 to 5 right here at Sirius Stars Channel 102. Yes, Jesse.
Hey, Jay, big fan, from I got to say, man, my acting career ended.
Oh, please. Let's go
What is all of that, by the way? After I do the show, I'll get this number of calls from your listeners, and they have an odd thing about them. They're like either angry and we don't care, and you don't care either, but what are they? Are they shut-ins? What are they?
Well, the audience is very angry. I attract a lot of angry people. Yes.
Why is that?
Why? Listen, look at me. I'm angry.
You're not angry.
I don't like people. My audience doesn't like people. Nobody likes anybody. Johnny Mo, you're on with the great Jay Thomas.
Yo, Howard, big fan, Johnny Mo.
Yeah.
I say I love listening to Jay they do the replays on the weekends on 102.
Thank you.
So it's cool. I enjoy it, but I want to ask him, does he still get it up for his wife, Rhea Perlman?
Rhea Perlman. That was a million years ago. Boy, you got stuck. You played the
Get in line next weekend at the Hilton.
He'll answer that.
I'll answer that
Will
question.
you answer questions?
I will speak to them. I'll be very magnanimous.
Next time you come back, you got to tell me how that all went.
I'm doing it this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I only wish I was doing it one day, but they wouldn't let me do it otherwise.
I will be sure to listen to your show on Monday.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I have a picture in my head of this big room with a bunch of different people.
Yes.
But,
who's going to be there?
Some are going to be lightning rods, like if there are Star Trek people there, or...
You know what? I'll bring the tape recorder with me, and I'll set it down, because, it'll be fun for the show. I don't mind doing it, and I don't know why. I don't think... You know what's funny? If I do that, and then in 6 months I did something really fun in a movie, it wouldn't hurt my career. Nothing can hurt your career.
Not at this point. That's right.
Nothing can
People tell you, that'll hurt your career, but you don't care. Even being at the Has-Been convention will not hurt you.
And I'll just say it was a bit.
Right.
That friggin' serious. Smart. They made me do it.
But my question is, suppose there are these hot spots in the room, and you're sort of like, you got a trickle.
Well, I saw Eddie Munster. He was sitting there pretty much by himself a lot. So, I mean, that can happen.
I may stand up and make some sort of an announcement that my pictures are now $18.
$25 is a lot of money.
With a big X.
Is it just a headshot that you signed?
Yeah.
$25 is steep, I think.
She just emailed me that they think that I can get 25. Apparently there's a buzz.
Right. All right. Well, that's good. Dino, you're on the air in Palm Beach.
There's a buzz at the Hilton.
Hey, guys. Howard, man, it's an honor speaking with you. Robin, I love your boobs. Artie, you the man. Now, listen to this, dude. Jay Thomas is an excellent guest, right?
Yes.
But who the fuck are you, dude? I'm trying to figure this out. I'm thinking Murphy Brown, you were the painter guy? Or
No. He's dead.
That guy's dead.
He's dead.
He's actually dead.
He's dead. No, I played her boyfriend. I was a guy named Jerry Gold. But on Cheers, I was Eddie LeBeck, the hockey player.
Oh, you were that ugly chick's husband?
Rhea Perlman.
Right.
That would be the...
he was a semi-regular on Cheers.
A tinge of anger to them.
Yeah, right.
Nobody's quite sure.
You can hear it coming.
Well, I'll tell you who Jay is. Jay has been in radio a long time, and he used to be on a station called 99X here in New York. It doesn't exist anymore. But... Okay. Jay was one of the best disc jockeys, continues to be a great personality, and he's a very, very talented man. And he's done a lot of shows, and he's a very, very good guy.
What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? What do you do?
I'm a surveyor.
What a fucking asshole you are. You call up here. Fuck you. I never heard of you either. Fuck yourself. Right. Hey, by the way, I can't wait to meet you in Burbank.
Yes, Dino.
Your picture's $17.
If you come in and say, I'm the surveyor, it's $18.
But people ask about Jay. I mean, Jay was a semi-regular on Cheers when Cheers was like fucking getting a 50 shoot. I mean, like the biggest show on television.
Everyone should know Jay. This is very disgraceful that you don't know who he is.
And he was great on it. He was hilarious.
What is it, Dino?
Yeah. No, he was excellent.
All right, there you go.
You're excellent, dude. I just couldn't put.
Well, thank you. You know what? I take it back. You and all of the surveyors, I apologize to.
All right.
Here's some Cheers trivia. How was Jay's character killed on Cheers? Does anybody know this?
He was hit by a car.
No. Close.
You're such an idiot.
What happened?
What was it?
Wait, Robin,
I know what it was. He ate something and he choked to death.
No.
He was killed in a Zamboni accident.
A Zamboni on the ice.
No, you know how I was really killed? I pissed off Rhea Perlman.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, exactly.
Is that what really happened?
You know what? A couple of things. I had the radio show, and we had just beaten D's and all. I got the TV thing. And I would talk about shit, and people would call up like this guy, and they'd make fun of Rhea and all. And I got to tell you, she would mention it to me, and then they married us off. And, she didn't, like if they gave you a sidekick and you went, hey, I don't want a sidekick.
Right.
So they married me off. So I understood it. But at the end, she just kind of stayed away from me and behind the scenes was going, you got to get rid of this guy or whatever.
Oh, boy. Your radio show, you were being a little too open about everything.
Well, I was saying whatever.
Because I remember they all of a sudden just drastically killed you off in a Zamboni accident, and you were gone and never mentioned again.
And then the Murphy Brown thing, not accidentally, but happened to come up, a few weeks later. And, of course, I said, well, I moved from Cheers to Murphy Brown. It was planned. It wasn't. It was
not. You were lucky you got on there. Gary, go ahead. Final question, then we'll get over to the apartment with Siobhan and Rick and Christy and Katie K. Go ahead, Gary.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, now.
Hurry up, Gary.
What do you want?
Hey, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Jay, I like your show. You sound, you get very political on that radio show of yours. You never thought about running for office somewhere?
I ran for mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina, many, many years ago.
But he didn't live there.
I was a disc jockey. I did it as a bit.
Yeah, as a bit. And you almost won?
You know what? It wasn't a mayoral election. It was a senatorial election, but I ran for mayor anyway, and 1,500 people wrote my name in. That's a stupid thing.
I got scared when I ran for governor, and they said to me, you have a shot here. You might win. And I went, oh, fuck.
Yeah, why did you keep doing that? I heard you didn't do it.
I did because they wanted me to open up my books and my finances. They were hassling me. I would have run and won, I think. I was up to 18% in the polls. There was one poll had me up to 25%. Wait, sick. I would have been a great governor.
Why? Why would you?
Why? Because I was addressing what the people needed. They need a big schmuck like me to
But you would have gotten in there and had to deal with all the real business.
No, I wouldn't have. I had 3 campaign ideas. I said once I was pro-death penalty. I said we will take the crispy remains of the people we electrocute, and I will fill in all the potholes, because we have a pothole problem here in New York. And finally, I said there was one other thing I was going to do.
The tolls.
The tolls. I was going to eliminate the toll to Jones Beach. And people loved this, and they saw real... You know what? When you're an asshole, all week you're in traffic, the fucking assholes charge a toll to Jones Beach. You just want to go to the beach and relax.
Right.
People were so taken. I was up to 25% in the polls. And then I had a great...
Well, you were 18 just now.
18 to 25. 18 to 25, and I was being kind by saying 18. But let me tell you something. I had a guy running with me. My running mate, Stan Dworkin, was a real politician. He said, as soon as I'm done, I'll be done in a week with my job. I'll resign and let him take over and run the government the proper way.
Who was Stan?
Stan was a local politician who had done quite
Westchester
well.
Politician.
Was he going to be good?
Sure he was good.
Where's Stan now?
Stan, I think, runs a shop somewhere.
Yeah, I think he's a butcher.
He's a butcher. And he's a good butcher.
Stan.
So there you go. Listen, Jay, you're lovely. I mean, you really are. You're a great guest.
It's fun that after all these years we have... gotten over whatever. You know, I don't know what it was. We were like wrestling guys almost.
I always liked you.
You did?
Yeah, sure. I had no
Well, you're different on the air than off the air. That's always been odd.
No, you didn't like me because I took over your job in the mornings at K-Rock.
That's true. I forgot. That's
I had nothing to do with that. I was perfectly happy doing afternoons. You wrecked my life. I had to go on in the morning.
I have to tell you, I probably would. I've gotten job offers. I will never get up early again.
It is horrible.
It is still horrible.
It is the worst part of the...
And the money doesn't make you awake anymore or anything.
No, it doesn't.
I know, it's weird.
You don't wake up out of bed and go, I'm rich!
Here I go.
I don't even need an alarm.
But after that...
What you do is you go, I'm rich, and I still fucking wake up too early.
That's right.
And it does not.
And when you leave, your girlfriend's asleep, right?
No, no, she gets up with me, actually.
But then she's going to go back to sleep.
She has every opportunity.
That's right.
Jay Thomas, I'm going to listen to you, especially on Monday. And when you come back here, remember every detail of your signing. That
I will.
I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, and I am proud to work with you at Sirius Satellite on Stars Channel 102 from 2 to 5. It's the Jay Thomas Show.
It's the Jay Thomas Channel.
Yes, it is. Well, it was either you or the guy with the iPod show. Adam Curry. All right, so who does mornings on Stars?
I do.
Do you?
6 to 9, yeah.
Oh, they replay the show?
They replay the show 6 to 9 in the morning.
Wow, you're a very valuable asset.
That's the Jay Thomas. And then they run me from 1 until 2 in the morning, and I've never figured out how they pick that hour. You know, I wonder if they go through the hours or...
I think it's a random choice.
Yeah. But we have had this discussion as to whether we could stop getting up early in the morning and replay the show after we tape it at a later time in the morning. Look, you're doing it.
Because Jay doesn't care.
Right, I don't care.
Jay doesn't care about the audience.
All right.
No, I do care about the audience, but and I mean this, I think that there's so much competition in the morning. I mean, here you go, you win and all, but here you have to do, look at this fucking place with the millions of lights and all this shit. There's nothing happening in the afternoon. What, Rush Limbaugh or Hannity, are those assholes?
Right.
So I feel as though afternoon is fertile ground. So that's where I wanted to be there.
Yeah, that's why we
maybe not
as
much money, advertising, whatever it is, but I really think that afternoon is fun.
Overlooked.
I listen in the afternoon. What am Dr. Laura? What are we listening to in the afternoon?
That's right. You're absolutely right. Listen, Jay.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right about
I made
everything.
a good decision in the afternoons, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
You're smart,
and
man.
I just explained it the way I explained it to them.
And listen to Jay, please. You might
Where is
something.
the camera in this thing?
It's there. Don't worry. They got every bit of your spit take.
Yeah, really.
All right. We'll be back right after these words over at Siobhan's apartment. Thank you.
888-9-ASSHOLE.